Hi everyone! Wow, what an amazing weekend! It was great getting to know so many different people from all around the world trying to do good from different places. And it was an amazing weekend of a lot of energy. So thank you very much for joining. I want to leave with you David, our team lead. David Solar is a senior events associate at the Center for Effective Altruism and the project lead for EA Connect. He helped make EAG London 2025 the biggest EAG to date and has organized the Summit on Existential Security and the Meta Coordination Forum. He has mentored over 15 organizers on EA and AA safety groups across 9 countries, and before joining CEA, David co-founded South America's first AA safety initiative, ran high-impact marketing campaigns for organizations including Epoch AI and the Center for AA Safety, and worked on a UN Secretary General campaign. Welcome, David.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the closing session. Thank you all so much for being part of EA Connect 2025. We actually made it. We are the biggest event in EA history by Swapcard numbers, and you all helped make this happen. So first and foremost, I want to thank you for being part of this event and taking some time of your weekend to participate in it and engage with the effective altruism ideas more deeply. Secondly, I would love to thank the core team who worked on this event. Kiran was our deputy team lead and also led content. If you attended any talks or thought the content was good, well, then this was mostly Kiran's work. So I want to give a big round of applause for Kiran, big virtual round of applause for Kiran. Then on to Ahmed, who was our Swapcard lead. He made the event run smoothly. If you thought the conference was well run and you could engage with sessions properly, attend your talks, navigate the platform, well, this was all mostly Ahmed. So thank you, Ahmed. Big round of applause. Then on to Win, who was our mentorship and volunteer lead. If you're a newcomer on the foundation path, and this is possibly your first EA event or your first CEA-led event, and you had a meeting with a mentor, then a lot of this is attributed to Win's effort to source these great mentors that you had meetings with. Same goes for the volunteers. We had over 120 volunteers at the conference who helped make all this possible. And Win was the person ensuring that this happened. Big round of applause for Win. And finally, Jay. Jay was our systems lead and was also helping out with a bunch of the meetups. So if you think the meetups were good, systems worked well, then you have Jay to thank for it. So please, a big virtual round of applause for our core team. Then moving on to the volunteer team leads. We could not have done the event without them either. Leah, Ivan, and Haley. Leah was our meetup host team lead. Ivan and Haley were the moderator team leads. So again, if you think the event was well moderated, and you like the job that the volunteers did at moderating, keeping the event in line and focused, then you have Ivan and Haley to thank for. And if you attended a meetup and you thought it was nice and you had a good time, then Leah was the person who was working hard on this. And these are their faces and their names. So big round of applause for them too. We also have a long list of collaborators who helped on this event. These are only just a couple of people whose names I was able to put on screen because they've been crucial to the whole development of the event and also making it look so nice. Tess, Charlotte, Catherine, Robert, Alicia, the teams at Good Impressions, Journey, and London Filmed. All of these people helped the event run smoothly while also, in my opinion, keeping it aesthetically wonderful. We got a bunch of marketing help from some of these teams, and I think they did make the event or helped a lot in making the event, making this event the biggest one ever. And of course, our volunteers and our mentors who are hopefully also watching this talk. You can see how many people contributed their time to make EA Connect happen, let alone attend the event. Even taking a couple hours off your weekend is a significant effort. If you sum up all the hours by all these people, you get an enormous amount of hours and effort put into this event. And events like these do take an enormous amount of effort and a big chunk of people to run as well, who you might not be aware of. So we could have not done it without the support from all the people on this list. So big round of applause for them too. As we now come to the wrap of EA Connect 2025, I want to ensure that you have a clear path forward. I know a bunch has happened during the event. You probably have a lot of new ideas, a lot of new cause areas that you've engaged with, and a lot of these things might be new. And over the next few slides, I will be going over some key steps that you can take to deepen your engagement with effective altruism. And hopefully these will lead to having a greater impact. I acknowledge that I'll be throwing a lot of information at you, but you don't need to worry about writing all of these down. This talk is being recorded. We have a document for you, and you can access this document with all the links for the next steps using the QR code or the link on the screen. And we've also linked the document in the session description for this session. So if you open up the Swapcard and go to the session description, you'll be able to see the feedback survey, which we'll touch on later, and then you'll see the next steps document as well, or the take action document. We will also be sending out an email with next steps following the event, and you'll get this information again. I'll now take about 10 seconds. I'll pause for 10 seconds so you can either grab your phone, scan the QR code, or click on the link in the Swapcard description, or type this link into your browser. Okay, I hope you've all clicked on it, and there's a bunch of people in this document. I hope you're also seeing a bunch of bubbles come up on screen and that you see a lot of other people engaging with this document. If you want to continue learning more about EA, effective altruism, there are some excellent resources available for safe, self-paced learning. First, you can explore the EA Forum, which is the main hub for discussions on EA concepts and ideas. The forum has hundreds of posts made by professionals, researchers, community members, and a lot of these posts are posted daily. These posts are a great place for rich discussion that I personally believe you cannot easily find in other forums. They vary across many different cause areas, with comment sections that are often filled with feedback, questions, or alternative perspectives. You can also sign up for the EA Forum newsletter, which curates the best EA Forum posts and ships them to you. It's a great way to stay informed. You may also want to read the EA Handbook, which will guide you through a compiled list of some of the most core writings on many different EA concepts. It is structured into 8 chapters, and it has exercises to help you reflect on the ideas and how you can apply them. It also has a little nice checkbox feature once you've read each of the articles. So I really like it because you can get to try and fill in all of the little checkboxes. For those who prefer a more structured learning experience, you should consider applying to the Intro EA program. This is a free facilitator-led online course that runs for about 8 weeks. You will join a small group and work through the core ideas of effective altruism together, including thinking about the impact through your career or your donations. I'm originally from Chile, and when I was becoming interested in effective altruism, this was the best resource out there for me. I had no local group, and I didn't know anyone in person who I could talk to about these ideas. So I just Googled something along the lines of Introduction to EA or how to get involved in effective altruism, something along those lines. And I came across this program. It is, in my eyes, a really cool program. You get to do about 2 hours of reading a week plus 1 to 1.5 hours of discussion sessions with individuals from all over the world. So it is really quite a nice way to deepen your engagement with the EA community, and it can be done from the comfort of your home. Beyond the intro program, there's also numerous training programs and fellowships for specific cause areas that you can apply for. There's a compilation of these in the EA Opportunities Board, which is also linked in the document. You can see this little video I'm scrolling through. You might be interested in some of these things. But yeah, these programs are an excellent opportunity to deepen your expertise in a specific cause area and to also connect with others in your areas of interest and see what opportunities there are for you. One of the best ways that I think to stay engaged with EA is to find a local effective altruism group. In the document that I provided you with, you can find the link to the EA group map. There's many student, city, cause-specific groups around the world who often run regular meetups, intro programs, and other events. And local EA groups can also be a place for further engagement and learning, discussion, and social support. I personally believe that it's way more fun when you're learning new things to do so alongside other people. So you can find the directory of local and online groups on the EA forum. And there's not only in-person groups, some of them are online. And if you're lucky enough to be in one of these green stars, you might be able to contact your local group and join their next meetup. If you enjoyed this event, EA Connect, you should probably apply to other EA conferences as well. The organization I work for, the Center for Effective Altruism, or CEA for short, supports other in-person conferences as well. And there's three main types of EA conferences that CEA supports. First, we have the EAGs, or the EA Global events, which are organized directly by the Center for Effective Altruism. These are primarily designed for individuals with a solid understanding of the core EA ideas and who are professionally working on these EA-related projects or are planning to do so. There are two EA Global events currently scheduled for 2026, EA Global San Francisco in February and EA Global London in May. CEA also supports other events like EAGXs, EA Global X's, and EA Summits, which are mostly community-organized events with some support from CEA. These events are open to wider audiences, including those who are interested in learning more about how to put effective altruism ideas into practice, but aren't necessarily working on these ideas, let's say. There's many EAGXs and many EA Summits coming up next year. In the document, there's an expression of interest link where you can sign up to be notified when an EAGX or an EA Summit is happening close to you. The ones that you see on screen now are some of the EAGXs or summits that just recently happened, so you can get an idea of how diverse the locations are. Keep an eye out for those conferences near you. And you can find a list of past EAGXs and EA Summits on the EA Global website, and we will try to update it as soon as possible when we confirm our 2026 schedule for most of the EA Summits and the EAGXs. Another way to help quite directly is by donating effectively. It is, again, quite direct and one of the most straightforward ways to have an impact. And there's several excellent resources to help you find and donate rigorously evaluated charities and funds. Giving What We Can evaluates various high-impact charities and funds. GiveWell evaluates top global health charities. FarmKind evaluates top animal welfare charities. And Effective Altruism Funds has several expert-managed funds that you can donate to as well. These funds are across different cause areas, including global health, animal welfare, and global catastrophic risk. You can check these out as well in the document. If you want a more significant commitment and you're ready to take this step, you might consider taking a giving pledge. Giving pledges help you turn your values into action by making a meaningful long-term commitment to give. The most popular pledge is the 10% pledge, which is a public commitment to give at least 10% of your income to the organizations you believe can most effectively improve the lives of others. There's thousands of people who've already taken this pledge, and together they've directed hundreds of millions of dollars to effective charities. You can also contribute your time, and your career is one of the greatest opportunities you have to make a difference. Choosing high impact work can help solve pressing global problems while also building a very fulfilling career. If you're looking to take the leap and contribute your time professionally, Probably Good and 80,000 Hours provide excellent resources for finding these high impact careers. They have job boards and career guides, and in some cases, they can offer free career advising as well. If you're thinking about how to use your skills and time for the greatest impact, I would strongly encourage you to explore these resources. When I was getting into effective altruism or becoming more interested, I was reading a bunch of articles in the 80,000 Hours website. I was actually considering doing a PhD in econ, but I also found some roles at CEA that I applied for, and they were on the 80,000 Hours job board. For me, it's been actually quite a valuable resource. That's where I would find the roles I wanted to apply for when I was doing my job hunt, and then I would just apply to the ones that I was interested in. So I think this is a great compiler of job opportunities as well. And finally, if you're feeling super motivated or inspired, or believe you have great ideas, or people have told you that you have great ideas, some of the most impactful contributions come from people who've identified a gap and then built something to fill it. There's many ways where you can create something impactful. You can apply to charity entrepreneurship, for example, which helps people found new effective charities. At the career fair, there was probably a couple of effective charities, maybe more than a couple, that were incubated by charity entrepreneurship. So if you do have an entrepreneurial drive and want to use it for good, you should go check them out. If you find research more interesting, you can find some high impact research topics through Effective Thesis or the EA Forum, perhaps. You can also start a new EA group in your area if there is none. This is actually how I got myself more involved into effective altruism. I did the intro fellowship, realized there was no one in Chile talking about these things, and I just decided to start a local group with a couple of friends. You don't need to be an expert in the cause areas to get it off the ground. You just need to find people who are interested in this, and you can learn along the way. And finally, you can seek funding for high impact projects that you might have through EA funds or coefficient giving. If you have an idea that you think could make a difference, there is a lot of support available to help you pursue it. Now, before we close, I have one big important request, which is please fill out our feedback survey. We take feedback super seriously, and it is genuinely invaluable for helping us improve our events. We do read every response, and we use the feedback to make sure that our events are better every year. I'm going to ask you to take 15 minutes, please. I will set a timer to fill this in. You can scan the QR code on screen, or you can use the link in the closing session description again. So right next to the next steps link, there's a feedback survey link as well that you can click on, and it should take you directly to the survey. If you finish responding the feedback survey before the 15 minutes are over, you can take some time to start exploring some of the links that we've provided you with. And after the 15 minutes has elapsed, we will be back here and I'll give you some final information. So I'll set a timer now for 15 minutes and see you in 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes have passed. We're back. Thank you all for filling in the feedback survey. I am again very grateful for you doing this. We do take them very seriously, and we do actually use them to improve our events by using your feedback. Finally, thank you all for attending EA Connect 2025. The conversations you've had here, the connections you've made, the ideas you've encountered are hopefully just the beginning of many of you. If you leave inspired to take action, then this event is considered a success. Whether that's learning more about effective altruism or donating effectively, or you're interested in pursuing a high impact career or starting something new, I just want to thank you all for dedicating your weekend to something as important as focusing deliberately on how to do the most good with your resources. I believe this is a very noble thing to do. And I hope this event has been a good way to kickstart your involvement into effective altruism and ineffective altruism. So thank you again, everyone, because you made this event happen and you made it possible. And I truly hope to see you at a future EA event. And I would love to hear some impact stories of people telling me EA Connect was their first event, and then seeing you at an in-person event and knowing that EA Connect was able to kickstart your interest in effective altruism. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, David. As you all saw, there's so many people who made this conference possible. So thank you to each one of you, and a huge shout out as well to David, who was leading us all throughout. We are especially grateful, as David says, to all of you watching from each corner of the world. It's heartwarming seeing over 2,500 people from all around the world sharing a common goal, wanting to do good. I hope this conference helped you connect with like-minded people and offered opportunities to develop on your field. In about 6 minutes now, we'll have our last session titled Making Your Post-Conference Plans Happen, hosted by Catherine Lowe. I personally recommend you to attend this workshop to reflect on your weekend and take next steps. You'll be able to access this talk via the Swapcard agenda. I'll see you there, and thank you again for being part of EA Connect.